Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the investment meeting for November 2013. Let's quickly go around the room, introduce ourselves for the record.
Good morning, everyone. Rosemary DeBellis, representing Police Commissioner Kelly.
Barry Dennis, SIS. Chris McGrath to the PBA.
Bob Ganley, SBA and proxy for the DEA.
Tom Turco, LBA.
Chris Monahan, CEA.
John Bright, Controller's Office.
Bob North, Actuary.
Martin Gansky.
David Jeter, Controller's Office.
Thad McTee for Controller.
Seema Hingorani, Controller's Office.
Janice Emery, Mayor's Office.
Bob Senske, Stat Pension Fund.
Kevin Holleran, Pension Fund.
Catherine Ledon, Controller's Office. Evelyn Kessler, Controller's Office.
Dale Kane, Comptroller.
Control.
Justin Holt, Department of Finance.
Okay, with that, I'll turn it over to Seema.
Okay. So I will start with the September performance review. So everyone has their color books. Before we go into September, I thought I'd just give a brief update on what happened just last month. Not that long ago that we experienced a government shutdown. That 16 days of that cost us about $25 billion, shaving off some GDP for Q4. Congress did, in fact, raise the debt ceiling on the last day of the deadline, which was October 17th. So the stock market has been rallying, even while negotiations will continue through the early part of next year, because this lasts only till the early part of next year. We saw the markets rally in October, and now going into November, we're still seeing the stock market rallying. Importantly, helping that out a little bit was last week, the European Central Bank surprised everyone and cut rates by 25 basis points. And so that helped as well because their numbers on the economy haven't been coming in so strongly either. So we'll go back to September now and move quickly through that. So if you turn to page 34 in your book. So you can see here in September, the trailing 1 month, the Russell 3000, so the U.S. stock market, up close to 4%. The EFA markets up over 7%. The emerging markets up over 6%. Core plus 5 up over 1%. The high yield index, scrolling down some more, up about 1%. And then TIPS up over 1%. So a very good month in September. And now I'll just give you the October numbers. So the Russell 3000 up over 4%. The EFA markets up over 3%. The emerging markets up close to 5%. The core plus 5 up another %. The high yield index up 2.5%. And the TIPS up about 50 basis points. So all positive for the month of October. So again, a couple really strong months for the fund. So if you then turn to page 30, this is the asset allocation, just kind of how we're set up at this point. And as you can see, as you might remember, so we've been, the green bar to the left, we've been a little overweight U.S. equities. And if you look in the far right, the darker blue bar being a little underweight, meaning below the range in fixed income in core, plus 5, and in TIPS. And so what we've been doing, just to give you an update on that, we've been selling down, we sold down U.S. equities to get us now inside the range. We put that money into fixed income, into investment grade, and we put that money, some of that money into TIPS. So now if you look at the pie chart above in the gray, cash looking at about $300 million, well, that's now down to a very minimal number at about $130 million. So that's some of the movements that we've been doing and pretty much have finished. So if you then turn to page 35, we'll just look at the contributions to returns in September. As you can see there, the fund, the total fund being up over 3%, 3.23%. And then you scroll to the fiscal year-to-date column. So the total fund through September is up over 5%. Now, if you add in October, which we think is about 3% an estimate, the police pension fund is at nearly 8.5% for the fiscal year-to-date. So really strong numbers. And so far, in November, as I mentioned before, the U.S. stock market's up, EFA's up, and emerging markets is up. So we're looking pretty good so far. It'd be nice to have this continue on at this pace. If you just turn then to page 27, the 12-month police market values. And so you can see here that the police pension fund is $30.5 billion. So over this last 12 months, up about $4 billion. So a very strong number. And I can tell you that through November 6th, the police pension fund is at about $31.5 billion. So the highest it's ever been. Very strong performance. So that's good. If you then turn to the next page, this shows the 10-year market values. And again, at the height here, $30.5 billion, and again, close to $31.5 billion as of November 6th. And now the 10-year number, if you look below, is close to 8%, which is a great number and higher than the 7%. Bob. And then finally, I will now turn it back to Thad, who will take us out of public.
So we have nothing further, Madam Chair, for the public agenda from the Comptroller's Office. So if there's nothing further, make a motion that we go into executive session.
Okay, we have a second?
Second. Okay, so let's wait 5 minutes to break down the cameras.